Okay, so let's start. Do you guys have like idea about scripting and all? Like, have you worked on shell scripting? How to do shell scripting? Okay, let's start shell scripting, basic shell scripting. So yeah, I have included yesterday the task I have done. Like yeah, I have shown you how to create a cron job and how to automate this thing. Uh, let's start. So shell scripting is basically okay. Is the virtual machine. Okay. Okay, if you check here, let's go. Uh, NKDIR, KDIR, to touch my script dot sh ls vim my script. So let's like learn about a few of the this shell scripting. So basically how you use let I have explained this thing like let's say you have a requirement to create hundreds and thousands of user which is there in any CSV file, how you automate this thing. So you guys were there? Yes, no. Am I audible? Hello. Okay. We are not
Yes,
able
yes,
to.
Deepak, you're audible.
So the way you do is that you write a shell script and you write some of the feature like first read the whole file, then the username, then what will be the password or what shell you need to provide. So I have told you the two way, the interactive and non-interactive way, add user and user add. So first the one way is that you like create like through prompting and through like from this terminal it will ask few of the question like what will the user and what will be the password and all of those things. The another way is that you interact like non-interactive way. Way means you use that command and you use flags to like create the user like hyphen username you can provide, then you can in the argument you can provide the username, let's say Deepak, then the password hyphen p means you will provide the password of the user which you are creating. So all of those things you can do, but you can run that thing in a shell scripting way so that you run that script once and it will read all of the CSV file and then create that hundreds of user at once. So by using like um, by manual way, it will take much more longer time, but that's how you automate this thing. So that's why using that like so that's why we use this shell scripting. So let's start with first command. That's how you do. So there are many shells are there like ZSH. Like I am using this Mac. I think shell. So here you can see this ZSH shell is there, Z shell is there, and in Linux you have uh, bash kind of like bash shell is there, which you can use to basically it is nothing but a interpreter which will read your inputs and all of your code, and it will do whatever thing you will do, like whatever code you will write. Let's start with this simple use case, hello world. So I have done this. So if you view this ls-lh, so currently if you see here, there is no executable permission is there. So if you also try to run this script, you will not be able to execute this. Okay, you don't have permission, access denied. So the one way is that you provide the executable permission to this script. If you do ls, now here you can see ls-lh, here you got executable permission, user and group. Now you can execute this my script, and here you can see hello world, it is printed, like it has printed to your terminal. If you see here, what what I am saying into this script is that whenever I run this script, please print this. Echo means I am telling this compiler of this bash to print this hello world into my terminal whenever I run this script. So this means that. So this is very simple use case, but you can variabilize this. Let's see another example. One more another example, uh, which basically give the name, like take the name of the user and then the age, and it prints that username. So here you can see touch user age dot sh chmod plus x user vim. Let me first run this, then I will tell like what it is doing one by one. If you do this, here you can see the name is John and the age is 25. Enter the name. Let's say let's I have given this. Uh, so basically, let me go into this script. So what it is telling. So this there are two concepts which we can learn from here. If you see here in the console, here you can see name John and age 25. If you see here, I have made a variable. Variable is nothing but a basically what you can say. Let me share my screen. So in computers, basically when you assign any variable, let's say a name, I have created a name. So basically what it is doing is nothing but it is referencing to a memory location into my computer, and currently it is vacant. So currently a John is there. Sorry. So if you see here, so it will do nothing but it will allocate a memory with a John. Basically, this will reference to a memory location where there is a John string will be there. Similarly, this age. So it will allocate a memory, and then it will basically put my 25 to that memory location. And then here you can see echo name. Then this means this is dynamic. So basically whatever thing I put here, it will just replace this thing here. So similarly for age, you can also test this thing using this user. Let's say if you want, you can basically put here as Samir. Okay, then you can put here as 26. And if you like run this script, here you can see it has just printed Samir and 26. So the this part is constant, like the name is constant, age is constant, but this part is dynamic. So that's how you basically make any variable and then you use into your program. So you basically use this variable in many scenarios, like you'll be using this variable in many scenarios of your script, like while writing shell script. Then another thing is that if you see here read input, so how you take input in your program is that you basically use read attribute and then hyphen p, then enter name. Here you can see enter name is there, then you put basically the variable name. So whatever thing I will put here, so it is asking me and it is asking me for this enter the name. So whatever thing I will give the input, so basically it will replace this hello name here. So let's put here Sonu. If I now enter this, so it will basically go to the next line and echo whatever name I have given here, it will just print this here. So here you can see Sonu, like hello Sonu, the name which I have given here. So basically that's how you take input in any while writing any shell script. Is this clear? I am basically providing you the concept in a very small chunks so that you will basically use all of this small concept in your shell script in various scenarios. So this is few of the output and redirection which is there in the shell scripting. So let's say manual new line. So the redirection, so there are few redirection which you can use. Uh, let's say you want currently, let's say I have a file, touch, what you say, dot txt. So here you can see this is a file. If you basically view into this file, here you can see it like there is no content inside this file. You can also view using Vim. So here you can see there is no content. Let's print something like uh, let's send something inside this. What it is saying. Go then hello. So like this thing. If so, single redirection means just like remove everything and then append this thing. So I can basically pass this thing, echo this, then redirect it to some file. So if you cat debug, here you can see hello, how are you? This is the first line. Uh, you can basically this single direction means it will just wipe out this first line and then print the another line. So let's explore this first. So what this double redirection will do is that it will just skip this first line and then append something in the second line. How you test this is that let's go. I am fine. If I do enter, if I cat this, here you can see it has printed this thing to the second line. The first line is hello, how are you? Then the second line, I am fine. Uh, but this single redirection, if you do, what will be the behavior is that it will just wipe out everything and it will just append like it will put everything in the first line. Let's look into this. I'm not sure. Enter. If I cat this, So now you can see here. So look, so this above two line, like it has wiped out everything, and then uh, it has just put the content inside this file, the first, like in the first line. So this is what the meaning of this, the first line, the single redirection and the double redirection. The double redirection is do nothing, but it will skip everything and then append the content, like wherever the last content will be there, and this will just overwrite everything. It will just wipe out everything, then uh, basically put the new content here when you use single redirection. So when you will be using this, so be ca- be careful, like your content can might go. So is this clear till this? Yes, no.
Yes, Deepak, clear.
Okay. So there is another flag, this one. So basically it is nothing but providing input to something. I have used it very small, like in a not like it is not used that so widely, but uh, one scenario which I use this is that have you took any backup of any database? Any of you guys? MySQL database backup? Okay, no issue. Uh, so basically, this is nothing but just basically providing input to some command. So that's why you use. So let's say you have content inside this file and there is a command which consumes it. So that's how you provide the data to any command which wants. That's how you do. So there are some redirection also, like this is nothing but the standard error log. So this two and then single bracket means the redirection of standard error. So whatever error inside this command will just go here and then got appended, like printed to this error log file. But let's say you have a scenario where you want, so your standard output and standard error will go into some file. So this is the representation where you put everything and then you put this thing, like this is nothing but the standard error, and this two means the standard error and this one means the standard output. So standard output is nothing but the log which you see from the command. So these are few of the flags which you can use. And then let's say few of this is nothing but the pipe output. So this you might have seen PS, let's say process. PS will print out every process, and a UX will print out everything. Like let's say grab MySQL. So here you can see MySQL process. So if if you don't do this, here you can see there are a lot of process which you can see here. Okay, but there are a lot of process. You want to filter this thing. So basically, what uh, this means, grab MySQL. So what this pipe means? So please run this command and then whatever output you got here, this grep command basically scrape each line one by one and tries to figure out this MySQL is there any way like any line has this MySQL or not. So it basically figure out that this MySQL D is there somewhere running in this process, and this this is the latest command which you ran, like the grep one after this grep. So basically it figures out two process which has MySQL in the like in as a process name somewhere in the process. So that's how this is the meaning of this pipe. Yes, no. You can also basically use this thing for like, let's say you have multiple files here, ls hi ls hyphen lh. Here you can see a lot of details are there. So basically, let's say all of this detail I want to write into some file, uh, ls hyphen lh. Then basically, what it is saying is that grep file, then wc1 grep, let's say dwpa. Okay, so here you can see, so ls hyphen lh, so you will get all of this output, then grep Deepak. So it will basically tries to figure out where the Deepak is present. So here, then another next command is that basically it will give you word count. So basically here you can say word count, then another flag is that hyphen L. So it will basically gives you, let's say you want to find out, is there any file like whose name is Deepak, whose name start with Deepak, and how many like count is there, like name, for the file name with the count. Here currently you can see there is only one file is there. Let's create another one. Uh, uh, .txt. So here you can see here two file that start with Deepak. Let's count this. So basically this is the command. So here you can see you got the output too. So basically this whole command is saying is that try to figure out, currently it's only 4 file, but there might be a scenario you will be having a lot of log file for a particular application. You need to figure out the count of log files. So at that, when you have such kind of scenario, you basically use this, and this pipe out to like you can chain multiple command and use pipe to output or fulfill the requirements of another command, uh, and basically achieve such scenarios using this. Got it? Did you guys got the scenario? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, so when you use this scripting, so um, there might be a scenario when you have to do something conditionally, conditions and all, you have to achieve this thing. So let's say, let's go with first if. So if, so there are logics you need to implement when you will be doing cell scripting, and scenarios you need to basically handle. So let's start with a simple scenario. Uh, touch mm, dot sh vim num, then I believe this 10. So let's start this script. Uh, chmod plus condition, and if you run this condition, so let's edit this. Give me some time, I will explain what I am doing. uh, let's do this 11. Now if I run this, see, so basically in this script, if you see, what I am saying is that let's say this number is 11. So basically there are conditions which you can use, and this is one of the block. This is nothing but a if block. So it what it does is that, so let's say 11 is 11 equal to 10. This is so this is not equal. 11 is not equals to 10. So basically this whole condition will become false. So that's why it basically comes out of this if block. How you come out of this if block is that this is the ending of this block. So basically it will not print this thing since the condition is not true. That's why it did not print at this thing. But in the first scenario here you can see, uh, when you see the script, I have put this as 10. That's why this condition got true. This whole condition got true. That's why it has printed this. The number is 10. So this is how you like use conditioning in the logic of your shell scripting. So you might be using this thing in various scenarios while writing this is a certain kind of a script. So you will be using this thing. So there are another complex thing. There is this if else block will be there, which you can use. So look, one example one practical example is this. So basically, this will this will do nothing but this whole bracket will check if any file exists here or not. If that file exists, then it will print this thing. Yes, like the file exists, then else if the file does not exist, then it will just bring out like it will be just it will not print this block. Let's check this thing, like how you can achieve this thing. If you see here, this is my, mm, let's do this. Let's do here. If you go here, BIM condition, let okay. There might be a case when you want to basically remove every content from your file. So one thing is that you can basically use this truncate -s 0, then the file name. So make sure it's a destructive operation. So what I am saying is that use truncate and make a bit like just wipe out everything from here. So this is the command which I use mostly. So you can use this too, but it will wipe out every content from here. So make sure you will be using it very carefully. Let's copy this command and paste this. I need to modify a few things here. Present working directory. Let's copy this thing and condition. If you go here, let's rewrite this thing. Okay, now let's run this thing. See, file exists. So what I'm basically I have wrote here is that uh, this -f flag basically checks. This -f flags we basically check if this file exists in this location or not. If not, then it will not go inside this block. But since this file is here, it will basically print this thing. Let's give some name of the file which is not here. Let's say my.txt. My.txt. If you look carefully, there is no file like my.txt is here. So if I run this, see it didn't print anything. So basically what is happening is that it is basically checking if the file exists in this location. Since this is not there and this file is not there, it is not printing this thing, but it will basically skip this whole block and exit the program. So this is how you do the file handling thing. So the scenario which I was talking with you guys, like you have a scenario where you need to automate a task and you need to create hundreds and thousands of user like using or reading any file. So obviously first in using this program you need to check if that file exists in your system or not. If that file not exist, please exit your program. So that's how you can check, you can basically use all of these checks to like figure out so that like you can log out like this. If this file not exists, you can basically print in your console, so like it will be feasible for other people to basically run this script, and it will like log out everything. If the file does not exist, just print this file does not exist. So like in this way you are informing the user who is using this script. Okay, just know.
Yes, Deepak, got it.
Great. Rest. Okay, I'm assuming like you guys got everything. So another thing is that loops. So these are few of the basic thing before writing a full-fledged, full-blown program. These are few things which you will be using it very regularly, and you like it, this is not that much thing which I was like I am telling you guys, but there are a lot of things, but these are like foundational thing. Uh, if you guys know, you will write it like you can figure out like this is how I can do or tackle this in such scenarios and all. So let's go to this. So basically, the another scenario is that let me create something. Touch loop loops underscore txt loops dot sh win. So basically, the scenario is that let's say you have a task to automate that whole user. So in that CSV file, I believe you guys have CSV file. So CSV file is nothing but this kind of file where rows and columns will be there. Rows and column will be there. So basically, you need to read each and every row and each and every column how you will do. So for this, for such scenarios, there are loops or loops. A concept is there in every programming or scripting language. So here you can see there are a lot of columns are there and a lot of rows are there. So you need to read this thing. So one simple thing is that you'll iterate using loops. So let's run this. So here you can see in this scenario, what I am doing, I'm basically doing very simple stuff. So basically, let's say you have a name of a lot of user. Currently, I'm printing this numbers only, but you can basically print like username and automate this thing and print every username. This is a very simple scenario of using or iterating anything. Let's pick some more complex scenario. Phew. So here you can see I have basically put uh, everything. Like here you can see the scenario of like uh, using this redirection, the backward redirection, how you can do. Let's use this. Let's say you have scenario to read any file. How you do this? You do like this way. So here you can see file.txt. Let's say deepak.txt. I do this. So okay. So LS, I'm not sure. Line 1, I am not sure. If we print this dot txt, here you can see line 1 has I'm not sure. Let's append few more things. Echo cho fine or any content. I will use double redirection because I don't want this line to get wiped out. Dot txt. If I do cat, look, the two lines are there, no? So let's use our script. Look, line this has, then line, next line has this. Uh, oh, I wrote a file. Okay, so basically this scripting doing nothing but iterating line. Like it has just used this and the standard input, and basically it is looping it again and again. So the loop, that for loop you can use, or the while loop you can use. So the scenarios, the same in like using when you want to use or iterate anything, like all of those kind of scenario you can use this loops. So there are a lot of loops are there. So here you can see you can use this thing. Suppose there are scenario when you want, like you want to run this iteratively only 10 times. So in this scenario, you will use this kind of loop, or the scenario where you have a list where you want to iterate something. In that scenario you will be using this thing. So this like you have a file where you want to process this thing line by line. So in that scenario you just basically for file in this, then something user dot txt file you provided, and then process each line one by one. You put every detail from there, and then basically you use your command here. Like how you can use this is like this way. So basically, you loop line by line. Then in this scenario, it is doing nothing but processing file. But using in this line, you can basically use your command like uh, okay. Hmm. File then add user, add user. Then there are flags which you can use, hyphen user. You can just retrieve those line and then put the first argument here, then hyphen password. I'm not sure that this flag is there or not, but that's how you basically scrape line values one by one and then just put it dynamically. How you do this thing dynamically? Here you can see we have done this thing, achieve this thing dynamically here only. That's how you do or variabilize this thing. So basically you scrape this thing and basically you can put the dynamic value from here. This is not the very actual way, but I'm basically telling you the approach. That's how you automate this thing. So this is these are the scenarios which can use where you will be automating this thing using loops. And there are a number of scenarios where you will be using this thing. So here you can see in this scenario where you have, in this case, basically it is basically iterating from 1 to 10. So it will, the first statement basically check if I is equals to, so the first one you will get as 1. So basically it will check if 1 is equals to 5 or not. No, then it will basically break the statement and will just go here and then check. Uh, it will just exit the loop. So basically it will come out of this loop. So, but let's check this thing. Quite new to me. How it will skip equal to 3. Okay. Let's check this. How it will do. Conclude hyphen s. Then loops. Oh, sorry. So I need to basically provide argument. Okay. Then go here. Let's check this script. So it will iterate from 1 to 10. But I want to test this thing. Like how what it will do. Let's loop. Okay. 1, 2, 4. So basically, it will go for 1, then exit the loop, then it will go for 2. 2, it will check if this is equal to or not. It will basically, uh, okay, it is basically break the loop. So basically, it will come out of the loop and then it will print the 1, and then it will go for 2. 2, like it will go for 2. Then it will check if this is equal to this 5 or not, or it will basically it is equal to 3 or not, and then it will continue, like skip the iteration, like all of those things. It is like much more complex. I will cover it like uh, if you want to break the loop, then how you can break, or if you want to skip the loop, how you can skip. So that's how these are few of the attributes which you can use to skip or basically break the loop. Uh, in different scenario, you will be using this thing. So like this thing, you guys are clear. Like we'll cover this break, and I will think for any practical scenario where I can basically explain you how break and continue will be much more practical. Currently, it is not that much like visible from here, but I will think for any scenario where I can showcase like how to use this break and continue. Continue. Uh, but I believe above whatever thing I have told, it will be clear for you. Yes, no.
Yes, clear.
We can basically test this thing. Uh, let's try this. So basically, whatever thing in shell scripting, now whatever I am telling now, you don't need no need to basically hard and fast remember everything. Everything is well documented, and you can basically use GPTs or documentation of anything like loops in shell. So for sure, you will be getting scenarios and this documentation where you can use. Uh, Not everything I can cover, but yeah, the basic fundamental and the scenarios which I am telling. Uh, with at which scenario you can use what thing. So all of those stuff I am telling you, like how can you do. Rest thing you can basically read somewhere and then you can implement. But the logic, how to think about solving any problem statement using scripting, is that what I am telling to you. Rest thing, no one remembers all of these commands and flag. Everyone just go and use the documentation. If you have the basic foundation, how you can basically think the way you think, and if you have some sort of like mind, like there is some command in your mind, like this is the way I can do, then you can basically just go to the Google and then search, and according to your use case you can find much more optimal command in the shell script. So this is what uh, the way I'm think like planning to like basically teach you guys. So this is the way of me teaching. So basically this here you can see I have basically removed this thing to make it much more simpler. But here you can see uh if let me do this thing. So here you can see it will just iterate from 1 to 10. It will skip if it is equals to 3. That's why if you see here it is not printing 3. So it will just go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But
As soon as it finds 3, it skips and it will not print this thing, whatever thing inside the loop, but it will skip that part and then it will go to the fourth one and then print this thing and it will start printing all of those content. So this is how you skip like certain element from your loop. So this continue is the attribute which you can use inside your like logic, any logic to skip that particular part. Let's say you have a scenario where you have a lot of user in your CSV file and you want to skip the user if that user matches with RAM. So you will basically uh, check if this is equals to RAM or not. If that is equals to RAM, just continue and skip and then iterate, create another user, like whatever user apart from RAM is there or not. It will just read file from end to end, then start making or like automating this thing, creating other users, and it will create those user into your Linux machine. Yes, no. Is this clear? Yes, no.
Yes, yes, bro.
Yeah, okay, great. So there are much more complex scenarios. These are few of the simple thing which I have told, like how to take input. Here you can see how to take input using command read -p. That's how you take any input from uh, like user. When you run that shell script, it will just prompt and whatever thing you have written here, it will just ask for that value, and then you can basically give or like you can, let's say you have a complex scenario where you want to push, like you have taken the backup and you basically you want not every backup should get pushed to somewhere, like let's say S3 bucket or somewhere in object storage or somewhere. You have written a script, let's say database backup database backup script you have written, but you want not everything will get pushed to somewhere in the cloud storage, or because the storage cost is quite expensive. So you want to write that script in a way it will just prompt. If that condition is true, then it will just push all of those backup to here in your S3 bucket. But if you say no, then it will just skip that part and it will not push that backup code or like backup, whatever database backup you have to the S3 bucket. So in such scenarios, basically you can prompt if you want to prompt something, ask user input into your script file, script run. Uh, so all of those scenarios you can cover. So these are a few of the simple cases which I have told. Apart from this complex scenarios like how to like uh, there are when you do programming, there is a fundamental thing. There is a concept called dry. So this dry principle says basically do not repeat yourself. So let's say you created a logic to read the file. You don't want to create that logic again and again into your script. So in that scenario, basically there are these functions help you to basically achieve that dry principle. Do not repeat yourself. Once you wrote this feature, you don't want that it should be getting implemented all anywhere in your code. So that's how you achieve this dry principle using functions. We'll cover this function part and then more advanced scripting, how to write much more complex script in your while you are using this shell script in the next section. Uh, so I believe today's session you got like a few basic idea like how to write this shell scripting and all of those basic thing. So yeah, that's all for today. Um, We'll connect in the next section and we'll cover a much more advanced thing, function and much more bigger scenarios we can cover. Till then, if you guys have any doubt, you can ask, or we can just drop if you don't have any. doubt? Anyone? Yes, no?
No, Deepak.
No, Deepak.
Okay, great then. So we can drop now if no one has any doubt. And yeah, practice the commands and everything which I have told. You can use my doc, like whatever thing I have said to brush up. Because if you don't practice, it will just be theoretical. You will like forget everything. But if you practice just once, it will be in your mind. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. We can drop now.
Thanks, Deepak.
Yeah. Thanks. Shrikant.